Now I think I can hear. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in the house, depending on whatever the time zone from where you are listening. Thank you to the organizers and the entire crew of Lily Soya Global Enter, what? Don't mind me. So I thank you for having me here. And once again, my name is Olatunji Kende Ezekiel.
Lily Soya.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'm a Nigerian, I'm a dad, a husband with 3 boys. Professionally, I'm a high school math teacher. And I've been in the teaching profession for the last 17 years. So today, let me share the screen with you real quick. Just permit me to do that in a second. Can you see my screen? I don't know if you can. Can you?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So let's get started. So today I'm going to be taking you through 3, let me do this, 3 major steps of, just like the organizer put it, Japa syndrome, but it's not a syndrome per se, it's just a step-by-step guide on how you can secure yourself a teaching offer from any international school outside the shore of whatever country you are. So just, I don't know how many minutes I have for this so that I will work with time. Can you please let me know how many minutes I have?
I'll send you a DM.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much. So welcome to everyone again. I don't know as many that are here. Just put in the chat one, if you are anxious or you are desirous of getting an international offer as far as teaching career is concerned. Just put in the chat box 1. Just put 1 in the chat box. I can't see the chat box anyway, but I want to believe the organizer can see that and see how many people have that desire. So 3 quick steps I'm going to be sharing with you. The first one will be the qualification aspect of it. The second one will be the processing, and the third one will be the applications. When I started researching into how to get an international offer in 2019, I started with just 2 countries. But along the line, I included a third country, and the 2 countries I started with are the United States and the United Arab Emirates, that's the UAE, specifically Dubai. So those are the 2 countries I researched getting offer from into, but along the line I included United Kingdom. But I'm going to dwell more on those 2 countries I researched in, but I will branch into United Kingdom also with the little expertise I have on that. So the first thing you need to know is the qualifications to secure an offer. And what is or are these qualifications? First of all, let me talk about the United States. The United States, you have two different visas that has to do with teaching as a career. The first visa is the J1 exchange visitor visa for cultural exchange programs. And the second one is the H1B visa for specialized employment. The J1B visa is a 3-year visa program. And the qualification is that you must have at least 2 years of teaching experience in your country. You must be a registered teacher, whether practicing presently or not. All that matters is that you are registered as a teacher in your country. So, and you are good to go. And that will be minimum of 3 years, maximum of 5 years, because it's the contract you are going to be given. 3 years is renewable after the 3rd year for another 2 years. And after the expiration of the 5 years of that visa, you have to return back to your home country and spend 2 years in your country or outside United States to reapply for another J1 visa, if you so wish to apply again and start to look for another job, teaching job, so to speak. And that is all about J1 visa. But for the H1B specialized employment, H1B visa, that is minimum of 3 years. It's also a contract, minimum of 3 years, maximum of 9 years. But the benefit of H1 visa is that it's open to being a citizen or a green card carrier in the United States. If the school you are working with or the school that employ you are happy with your service and they wish that you stay with them, then the school is going to file for your green card, probably after the first 3 years or after the first 6 years, as the case may be. And you're going to become a green card owner and a citizen as far as green card is concerned, not as far as citizen in quotes United States, because that still have like 3-4 years before you can get that as a status. So that is the visa option and eligibility for in the United States. All of this, both of these visas requirement is 2 years minimum teaching experience, minimum of bachelor degree, and being a registered teacher in your home country. Those 3 things are prerequisites for you, being eligible or qualified for those 2 visas in the United States. So if you go to the second country that I talk about, which is United Arab Emirates, which is also a very good place to teach. As far as I'm concerned, when people are asking me, I tell them that it's much more beneficial to teach in the United Arab Emirates, most especially in Dubai, as far as the financial aspect is concerned, than to teach in the United States. But the edge United States have over United Arab Emirates is that you cannot become a citizen in United Arab Emirates. you will continue renew your contracts as long as you can till you leave or till you retire there. But the edge you have in the United States is that you can become a citizen, and that means a lot. So that, to me, goes beyond the monetary aspect, because in the United States, the school will not provide you accommodation. You have to get your accommodation yourself. If you have a family, so be it. But in United Arab Emirates, so many schools provide international teachers they hire with accommodation, well furnished, and they have a percentage of what they sponsor in their children's education too. So those benefits, and the remuneration in United Arab Emirates is tax-free for teachers, tax-free. But here in the United States, you have to pay tax, even though you get some tax return at the end of the year. So having talked about those two countries, are we still together? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. All right. So now to the United Kingdom, that I have, I will not come here and tell you I know everything. I cannot fool myself to that extent. But the little knowledge I have about United Kingdom is that you have a skilled worker visa, which is formerly called the Tier 2, but now they call it skilled worker. So that is the visa that will gain you a teaching job in the United Kingdom. So this visa allows you to work in the United Kingdom as an educator with a long term. So whatever requirements or how long the duration, that I don't have much information about. If you want to look into that country, you may want to research more and get what it takes. But those two countries I have details information about. I'm going to be dealing with it, dwelling in it as we go along in the course of this. So I haven't talked about the eligibility as far as the qualification for visa is concerned. Let me talk about the credentials evaluation, which is part of the qualification and where the processing starts. If you have the minimum qualification, which is your bachelor degree, you need to evaluate it to, if you are coming to the United States, to the equivalent of the United States qualifications. And that means whatever degree you have, if it is first degree or you have the second degree, whatever degree you have, you need to send it to the evaluation bodies to help evaluate your credentials to the equivalent of what it is in the United States, because no one knows your qualification as it is in terms of your country status outside your country until it is equated to what it measures in their home country before they can relate with it in that regard. So some of the evaluating bodies that you have the World Education Service, the WES. You have the Educational Credentials Evaluator, the ECE, to assess your qualification. You have other bodies that could assess your, I just put like two here, but you have so many bodies that could assess your credentials for you, course by course, to measure to the equation of United States. If you are going to the United Kingdom, you also need to evaluate your credentials. And the body that will evaluate that is the ENIC. They are formerly called the NARIC. So the ENIC, you have to send research on how you can send your evaluation and your credentials to them, let them get it evaluated, and you will be good to go. And in the United Kingdom, I'm aware that you also need to have your QTS, that is qualified teacher status in the United Kingdom. So maybe I'm going to talk about that more when we get to the license and certification in outside your country. But if you're looking into the United Arab Emirates, though before now, there was this issue between Nigeria country. I'm using Nigeria as a quote in this regard because I know the organizer is in Nigeria, though we may have people from other countries that are different from Nigeria. But Nigeria in this context, in the past, the government of the two countries have some differences, which led to the ban of visa issuance to Nigerians. But I think of recent, I think those differences have been resolved and the visa processing have started. So if you want to look into that, you can look into that because so you have people that also get teaching job from United Arab Emirates. If I knew what I knew about getting international job from United Emirates, when I discovered it, I would have left Nigeria as far as 2013 to teach in the United Arab Emirates. But because I don't have those information then, and I'm not privy to it. So as many of you that want to look into that, especially if you have if you are into those disciplines that they so much lack professionals or that they give international teachers high priority, then that means you have upper hand. And all you need to do to evaluate your own credentials to those countries, to the United Arab Emirates, you don't need any evaluation body. All you need to do is to send your credentials to the Ministry of Education in your country to attest it. They call it attestation of credentials. You attest your credentials, which I have done even though I don't need it again, I don't need to go to the United Arab Emirates. I'm comfortable with being in the United States because of personal reasons. So you need to send your credentials to the Ministry of Education in your home country to attest it that indeed you actually studied in that country and that certificate is authentic. So they are going to attest it. From the Ministry of Education, they are going to send it to the Ministry of Interior. All of that will be done once you send it to the Ministry of Education. So they are going to attest it in two different places and it's going to be sent back to you. And when you get to the United Arab Emirates too, it's going to be attested there. But that is after you have gotten a job offer with any school in the United Arab Emirates. So that's all you need as far as your credentials is concerned if you are looking into the United Arab Emirates. So I put down here that understand how your Nigeria qualifications translate internationally is crucial. This evaluation process not only help you to understand where you stand, but also gives potential employer a clear picture of your educational background. Don't hesitate to invest time and resources in this step. It is important, and that is the very first step that will give your application attraction in the eye of the recruiters or the employer, so to speak. I won't talk about the credentials evaluation. I'm going to be talking about teaching certification, which is part of the process. So one of those things that teachers don't take important back in Nigeria is certification. We don't take aside our NC, ND, OND, degree, masters, every other certification that has to do with the profession we are into, we don't take them seriously. That is one of the facts that I can tell because I'm part of the system before I left. But some of us knew the importance of this to what we really aspire. So we took it very seriously. Immediately, the Teacher Registration Council validated their establishment as far as 2027. I got my teacher registration in 2009. And that, I even got it just to get it for getting sake, because then there wasn't any exam, there wasn't, just show interest, register, and whatever money. I didn't remember how much I paid then, but I don't think it's up to 500 naira then. So, and I got the teacher registration card, I just put it in my bag, put it in my, not until now that it has now become something else and all of that. But I want to tell you for free that if you must get any international job offer as far as teaching is concerned, you must have your TRCN. As far as Nigeria case is concerned, if you are not in Nigeria, if you are in any other country, whatever the teacher, the organization that is, seeing to the registration of teacher in your country is, you must be registered with them and you must have that certificate. If you are operating on license, you must have that license for you to be eligible for any offer internationally. So if you have not gotten your TRCN and you are looking for or to teach internationally, I will implore you that you start that processing as early as possible. So, and because it's when you get that you'll be able to get the teaching license in the country you are going, because those countries also have their teaching license issued to teachers. And because you are not an indigenous or you are not a citizen of that country, they are going to connect it with the country you are coming from, with the registration you have there, to theirs, and see how things will work out. If there's need for exam, you write it. If there's no need, then you'll be issued their license to practice as a teacher in their country. So that is all about the licensing and the certificate as far as your home country is concerned. Now, if you are talking about the application process, then you'll be looking at your resume / CV based on whatever we call it in our country. I would not lie to my colleagues here that majority of professionals in their home country, especially in Africa, don't know how to write international resume. And because of the nature of things back in our country, we don't have the resources to research into all of those things. All of these things come into limelight when I started researching into how, to expand the scope of my teaching career outside my home country. And that is when I started to see things. Even though while I was back in Nigeria, I taught in 7 different schools, and 4 of those schools are international schools of great repute, which time will not permit me to go into now. But I want to assure you that the CV that I was carrying about can never get me any international job, even though I thought I have the most compact CV or resume, as it will call, as you can call it in whatever terms, not until I started the process of getting out of my country. So you want to look into how the resume of the country of your choice you are looking into what is the qualification, what is the standard of their resume. Just go online, research it. It's going to bring it to you. But all of them have the same thing in common, except for the picture, the passport aspect of it. Some country don't want you to include your passport or maybe your photograph. And some country is a requirement that you must put in your photograph as the applicant on your resume. So all of these, you will get details when you research and look at how does it. And one of those things that you need to do when you are doing your resume is that you need to showcase your international teaching experience. Let your resume speak for you. The first thing that will speak for you before those hiring agents or HR or the principal, depending on what the school, the yardstick the school are using to hire, is your resume. They don't even care if you are matching up to the resume they are seeing until they interview you before they know if that matches up with the resume or not. There is a resume that will first speak for you. So let it picture or let it speak volume of what you are able to do. And make sure it is exactly what you are able to do, not what you cannot do. Because one will be disappointed if you are called upon, and you cannot really prove yourself in line with what the resume is saying. So, and make sure your resume is not just static and you are using just one resume to apply to as many schools as you want to apply to. There will be time that you have to tweak it to meet the, the responsibility of the position you are applying for based on the school you are applying to. Sometimes the responsibility varies. They give it to school. So there will be some time that you have to tweak it a bit to meet up with the responsibility of that school. And that will make a lot of sense when you send it out. So talk about certification, whatever professional certification you have, let it be included in your CV or resume. The relevant skills, those skills that you have. Sometimes some of those skills may be different from even your teaching profession. Let it reflect in your CV. And the CV, the requirement is that if you are between 2 to 5 years, or let's say 2 to 10 in some countries, 2 to 10 years, your CV just need to be 1 page. But if you are 10 to, let's say 15 years, you can make it 2 pages. And if you are that above, let's say 20 and above years, if age is still on your side, then that can be going to 3 pages. But if you are between 2 to 10 years, just limit your CV to 1 page. Compress it, let it be bullet point, coincised, and catchy with your skills. I've talked about CV, preparation of the CV. Let me just go into the application process now. You have so many international teachers placement organizations that you can research about and connect with them to place you internationally. You have so many of them in the United States here too. Majority of them, you have to pay. But some of them, you will not pay. I will not lie to you that you need them or you don't need them. But it depends on you. It depends on your research capability, your doggedness, and what have you. But as far as I'm concerned, I did not get my teaching job through any agency. I didn't pay for anybody. I did everything I did on my own, and which you can also, if you have that faith and you have the doggedness to dug into it. So if you want to connect to those organizations, you have to connect with them and let them know. But you have some of them, you have the text. Is a good place to go. Text will not collect money from you. Those organizations are free. You just go there, sign up, put in just do whatever they ask you to do. Your details, your CV and all of that, put in there. And if they see a school that you're a good fit with, they are going to connect you and you'll be good with it. You'll be good to go with the interview. Just like you can see, I have the text, I have the American International Schools in the American, and that you call it AMISA. Those two will not collect money from you, but you have to sign up with them. You can just Google them and sign up. You have the Vectors. They are also research, and they are also bodies. They will not collect money from you. All those that I put here, none of them will collect money from you. I did not put those that will tell you to bring money. And telling you to bring money doesn't mean that they will not do the job. They are going to do the job, but you bet you are going to pay for their services. Now, the terms of payment differs from one organization to the other. I don't want to go into details of that. So you have the Search Associates. You can also register with them, sign up and register with them to place you in a school. Once you meet up with their requirement, you are going to see their requirements in their different sites if you go there. So, but if you don't want to go with all of these sites, you want to apply it yourself, all you just need to do is to look for schools that sponsor those visas that we talk about, because it's not all schools that sponsor those visas. If you talk about the United Arab Emirates, it is not all schools that sponsor international visas or international teachers. Look for schools that sponsor international teachers that can file for your visa for you without you paying any amount. If you are coming to the US, look for schools that sponsor international teachers that are going to sponsor your visa, and they are going to apply for your visa for you, except for your flight and whatever something that you need to pay out of pocket. So if you are looking into those countries, you got to look for schools and their specialization, their requirements in terms of how to get that. Then the timing for your application. Honestly speaking, there are timing, but I'm going to say here, frankly, that you don't need to base your application on timing. If you are looking for your, what you just need to do is to get your requirements ready, get your credentials evaluated. If you meet up with the requirement of 2 years experience, just launch into those sites, put your application there, and be waiting for what will happen. Because we are international teachers, you don't want to wait for that time that they will be needing teachers before you want to apply. All you need to do, because there are some of those things, there are some evaluation that some of them used to do, underground background check that they want to do. And all of that will also take some time. So if you have applied and they look at you as a good fit, they will have contacted you and they will have started all those processes underground even before the time that the open up application will start. And it will be of benefit to you, unlike waiting for when it is time to, let's say March or June, when they will be recruiting, all of that. So just once you are ready to apply, just go to their website, go to school websites, go to their career section, and you will see apply, put your application there. you can apply anytime. That's what I'm going to say. Don't wait for one time to apply. Just go to their site and apply. If you want to use all of these bodies also, go to their site, put your application in there, let it be there and be visiting them. Your email must be functional so as to get prompt email from them from time to time. Let me also move fast. I think I have 2 more slides. So if you apply, one of those things that we have as hindrances, or let me say challenges, is this issue of virtual interview. Because majority of us are not used to it, but I think now we are used to it now. I think people have started getting enlightened and, getting, but back then in 2018, 2019, 2020, majority of us are backward as far as all of these virtual internet tech and all of this is concerned. It's COVID that really wake all of us up to really, acquaint ourselves with all of these things. So, because you're an international teacher that want to be hired internationally from one country to the other, the only means of interviewing will be virtual. You cannot come in person. So you have to put everything that will make that work in place. You text your technology. Thank God, majority of us have good phone now. I don't want to share my experience with you. It's a horrible experience. So make sure you have the place you want to have your interview. Make sure it's quiet and make sure it's lighting. Sometimes I conducted one interview and I was depending on one small lamp that I have and the NEPA light in the night, because it always fall in the night. And the light was taken out. It was a disaster for me. I couldn't forgive NEPA that day. So just make sure you have alternative when you want to have a virtual interview that doesn't depend on NEPA that will take light or whatever. And don't let there be gender to be noisy, because all of those things will speak volume and it could have effect on the interview. So prepare for a virtual interview. When it comes to that, you have to know the technique answering interview questions. I don't want to bother you with all of that now, because the main important thing is, first of all, for you to be eligible to apply and apply. If you have people that got to that stage of securing or being called for interview, those stages are different ball game to know how to weather through, and that can be of help to navigate through those areas. But just know that they're going to be having some question for interview, and it is the only thing that can give you that offer is how you do in the interview. All the resume was able to do is to tell them that they should look your side. And they have looked your side now. You need to prove to them that you are indeed a good fit for them. And you can only do that through the interview. And that is where you will get that offer. So the most important thing to take care of now is the eligibility and the application process. Then when you get to the interview process, then deal with it, because that's also a crucial moment in getting you that offer. So if you are closing to that, then you need to be looking into the cultural knowledge and professional networking. If you are looking at teaching in outside your home country, then you need to start networking with people that are outside your country that are also in your profession. That you cannot underestimate the power and the benefit therein. Connect with people in that profession and also look at the cultural norms in the relative country you are going, vis-a-vis the state, if it has to do with that, so that you will start to align yourself and build yourself up in that regard. Join professional bodies. That is one important thing I will tell you. It's of high benefit. And most importantly, build your network. The first person I connected with on LinkedIn, that is Dr. Tupas. When I was seeing some of my posts on there and with some of my friends, and he just messaged me in the message box, would you like to teach in the United States? And that's the first person. So you can see the power of connection now. And I told him, yes, why not? I would like to teach in the United States. And that is how the journey began. So with the experience I have, with the research I've done, he also helped me out, and the rest is the story now for today. So I think I've spent like 40 minutes or thereabout. I want to say thank you and give room for any question that we may have, so that whichever area I've not really dwelled upon or that you need me to search more light or put more light, we can talk about that. Thank you so much for listening.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kende. Thank you so much for this wonderful section. Thank you so much. We are truly grateful. So I would ask, does anybody have question? Does anybody have question? Do we have question? The floor is open for question before our speaker leaves us. Is there any question?
Yeah, sorry, I have a question. It's not really a question now. I hope I'm free to raise it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the enlightenment. I don't know if you can do us a favor. If this was like send it to us, just to do a follow up on what you have said to us, because there's like me now, I have interest in this international teaching stuff, but the process is going to take a long while. So I don't know if you can do a kind of backup for us, for some of us that have interest, that we can have access to you and maybe call you or chat with you and you put us through. I don't know if there is opportunity like that, sir.
I don't get what you say I should send. Do you mean the slide?
Sir, the slide, is it possible for you to give it to us, or so that we can know the process? We can, if there's anyone that want to follow the process, if you can give us the slide, or if you can create a kind of help for us, for some of us that have interest in this teaching, international teaching, if we can have access to you, for you to mentor us on how to go about it.
Okay, I think I got that now. Yeah, I will send the slide to the organizer. I don't know if I'm permitted to do that, share it in the group, but I will send it to, once I'm done with this, I'll forward it to them, then they can forward it to as many that needs it. So, but it's just a slide, it's just key points. There are so much to be done. So, though, we have different time zone, and sometimes all I'm just going to say is that I'm on WhatsApp. With my Nigerian number, I can still chat, communicate, and give direction on that. As many that are on WhatsApp group, you can have my WhatsApp number there, just to chat whatever information that we need. I can put it there. But you just must understand with me that, pardon me if you put question there and I don't respond promptly, because I cannot guarantee that based on the time frame, and I'm also at work, and I'm also into other business. So just permit me, but I assure you that if I see any question from anyone, just like I've been doing, I'm going to respond accordingly. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for the training. I just have a few questions that I would like to ask, sir. So
Okay.
when you started your process online, like how long did it take for you to really move out of the country? And are you actually teaching in the secondary school section or the primary school? Because I'm an EYFS teacher and I moved to primary school lately. Most of the opportunities I see, they are usually for secondary school teachers, and I'm a little worried that is there really opportunity for primary school teachers? I just want you to help us, enlighten me on this area, sir. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. First of all, those that I don't just want to disabuse the mind of everyone that have interest in trying this. It doesn't matter your discipline, it doesn't matter your area of specialization. Please, you can never tell until you try. And that's why I don't want to dwell on some discipline that this is, but nevertheless, there are disciplines that have higher chances of securing an offer very quickly if those applicants are able to convince their employer, especially the hiring officer. If you're able to convince them, especially those in the sciences, those with math, those with early education, and that has to do with primary. It's not only secondary. Those with special education services, SPED. So those with physical education, those areas, and those with languages, most especially you are doing French, you are doing Spanish, Portuguese, and you have schools that also has a higher English teacher as second language. So, but nevertheless, having mentioned those areas of specialty or those discipline doesn't mean if you are in other discipline you cannot apply. Please, you can never tell until you give a try. That was why I don't want to mention those profession earlier, so that somebody that did maybe guidance and counseling will not be saying, "Oh, I don't have upper, I don't have." You just go ahead, convince them what you can do. Sometimes you have people that studied engineering and are teaching now in Nigeria, like one of my friends. I just tell you, regularize your teaching. Do your whatever you need to do with teaching in line of teaching and get yourself registered. I have a friend here that is teaching he studied mechanical engineering, but because he regularized it with teaching, just did I don't know what they call it now, something that has to do with teaching, maybe postgraduate, I don't know what they call it, anything that has to do with teaching, so that you can get registered with TRCA and convince these people that you are able to do this, then so be it, you get hired. So primary school, higher upper chance. You have so many. In fact, I have a doctor friend that is in primary school. She's teaching in primary school. Though she was hired from Jamaica. Yes, she's in primary school. It was when she got here that she got her doctorate, but she's in primary. You have so many teachers in primary school. You have upper chance if you're in primary school. How long? That is relative. It depends on you, how your application, you're able to. So just let me say it's relative. For me, it is never give up. I don't look at the time. I have so many series of interview, but all I just do is that I just make sure I learn from each phases of interview. What did I do well? What went wrong that caused me not to be not to be hired, or that caused me not to be invited for the second or third interview. And we just get going. And at the end, the offer came, and this is where we are. So if I want to tell you that 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, no, I'm not going to do that, because the point is, if you put your mind there and you keep working towards it, you keep getting better every day till you get it done. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does, sir. I have one more question, sir. You spoke about the Ministry of Interior and getting your certificates. Is it that you had to go to the office, or you filled something online?
Okay, you mean that is if you are looking into United Arab Emirates, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I did is to connect with a body that does that, and I pay them. I just chip my credentials to them through, what do you call it now? What's this? DHL, because it's DHL I saw in Nigeria. So when I came home, it was when I came home 2 years ago that I just did that. I just did it for doing sake, because that's what I did when I did my TRCN. It's not that I need it at that point. Now it's not that I need that, but I did that, even though it cost me money. So I still have to do it. And somebody was asking me, "What do you need this for?" I just said, "Don't worry. I can never tell I will need it. And if I don't need it, let it be there." So I just connected with them. I sent it with them, and I paid the money. They did all of that and sent it back to me. But if you don't have that resources, you can go there. Then you know the way things work in Nigeria. If they see you doing that, they want to believe, there are some money that they start to ask you about. But this organization, they are professional, they are lawyers. Their organization, just browse about them, those that are doing this in Lagos. I connected with one. I think have his contact, but they are majorly lawyers. They are professional in those regards. And you tell them what you want to do. They give you the bill, you pay, they get it done for you, and they send it back to you. But if you want to visit there, because you can never tell, just visit there and tell them what you want to do. They will also give you the bill here, then you will pay. The difference is that this body will have their own bill for service provided to the bill they will collect at the Ministry of Education. I hope that is clear enough.
Yes, it is clear. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Do you have any other question?
Other questions? Okay, all right. Thank you so much. In the absence of no other question, thank you so much, Mr. Kehinde, for this training. Thank you so much for the enlightenment. Thank you so much for, don't worry, after this training, I'll come to your DF. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. We are grateful. Please, can we just unmute our mic and tell him thank you? Please unmute your mic wherever you are to say appreciate and show thank you, show love. Everybody, let's unmute our mic.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Bless you,
sir. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining into the training. I thought we had more numbers because this training came on demand from the last International Teachers Conference. But it's as it is. The video will be available on our YouTube channel. You can go and look at the video, and he is also still available to us. In the absence of that, I want to remind us that Teachers International Conference registration is still ongoing. It's a physical conference. We have 100 teachers that have registered for the Teachers International Conference, and we are counting to 1,000. We want to host 1,000 teachers physically. We have people like Mr. Kehinde that will be like, what's a lot for us online? Even those in America, those in US. it's not limited because there'll still be online streaming, there'll still be virtual chapter. But first of all, if you're in Nigeria, we can't fly in international speakers, and you that is in Nigeria, you want to watch virtually. So we are making everything available to host 1,000 teachers present, and even those internationally should be part of the conference, because the goal is to have teachers. You see now, because of the last TIC, we are having this training.
Hello. Hello, ma.
Register. Sorry, network went me. Network took me out. So I said, if you have not for Teachers International Conference, the link is on the WhatsApp group, because we are working by registration planning, and we opened the registration very early to enable people register and say, oh, I did not know. We have 1,000. Once the 1,000 is complete, both virtually, both virtually, both what do you call it, physically, we are shutting down. So please, if you've not registered, after this training, just go to the group. We have 28 speakers. We have, for the main speakers, we have 9. For the breakout speakers, we have the mathematics 28 speakers that is going to be speaking to us from different firm. We'll talk about health, we'll talk about insurance, we'll talk about even as fast as real estate. You know, some of us be like, I'm a teacher, I only teach. But as a teacher, you know you can own properties. You know you can pay little by little in owning a property. Your eyes will be open to several opportunities called Classroom Without Walls. So we are going to be going to different aspects. If you are a school management owner here, please don't sleep on this training. Ensure that every of your team members register for Teachers International Conference. If you're a school owner, if you belong to a school and you love your school principal, ensure that Teachers International Conference you register, because we are going to talk about the school system, Classroom Without Walls, online teaching, online tutoring, everything. That's why in the registration form, one of the things we noted is, as a teacher, suggest 2 topics. So the topics will be selecting one by one. There will be free medical checkup. There are a whole lot. There'll be still the same job interview for those teachers that are looking for jobs. If you know any student teacher, maybe in final year, university, that wants to take this teaching career serious, you can help a student teacher by giving them the flyer and ensuring that they register. Because we want teachers in a global space. We want to learn from each other. We want to network with each other. Universities that have final year students majorly that are practically leaving school, we want them part of the conference. We want primary school, we want secondary school teachers to be part of this conference. So please, if you've not registered, be the first person to register. And after registering, preach the gospel of the Teachers International Conference. You see that we'll be enjoying the dividends of the conference. I know some of us, our teaching career actually changed during the Teachers International Conference, and to change more because you are receiving it physically. Everything is dropping physically. So please, I plead with us teachers that we go back, we register, pick the link from the group, register, and refer your friends to register. We want to use our teachers. We have teachers here. We have the network. Imagine within 1 month of registration, we have had 100 teachers. And if you calculate it, we have more than 10 months. So before we reach there, we already completed it. So please, I plead with us. Let's register. Let's do where to register. And don't just register, be expectant. Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Be
I can.
expectant for the conference. Start putting your heart towards the conference. I know, yes, you say, oh, it's August, it's far. It's not far anything. It's still, it's, if you close our eyes and open it, it's still August. So start putting down your expectation and everything that you want and be part of every process, because this teacher is not the Lily Sawyer that is organizing it. It is our conference. It is our conference. You can volunteer to say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be part of this, I want to take up this, I want to take up that. We have several aspects of the planning that, you know, it's capital intensive. Hosting 1,000 teachers for 1 week, it has never been done. Every teachers conference is 1 day, highest 2 days conference. But now we want to do something that has never been done, to host teachers for 1 week in a particular place. So we know that there will be a lot of things that will go through it: finances, planning, strategy. In fact, since we announced it, I don't think I've slept up to how many hours for the planning of the Teachers International Conference, sending out letters, sending out this, sending out that. So please, I beg us, you can be part of any aspect. You can be part of referring us as a brand to companies for sponsorship, because we need sponsorship, whether we like it or not. If you have a brand and you want it to be showcase, because we notice that in the registration form, many teachers don't have any brand. Many teachers don't have any business that they want to showcase. I'm not wondering that all teachers, they don't have anything, they're not doing anything. It's still part of the thing that we address. So if you have any brand and you want to refer us to brand both internationally and locally, we have the numbers and we're going to get there. And you can refer us, you can send me a DM, you can send me a message. It is our conference. You can talk to someone about us. I will not say, okay, nobody has nothing. Everybody has something. So you can talk to someone about us. You can talk to your school principal, your school management, talk to them, talk about the training in your teachers meeting. You came for the last one. We are not going to give you something that is less than quality. We are giving you pro max. We've met with a lot of teachers and professionals, highly professionals in the field, in different industries, that would come and leverage and take this teaching career into the next level. So please, if you want to refer us to brands, if you want to refer us for your school, we need more schools to subscribe. We need schools, because if this conference pull off well, you will see the difference in your schools. You will see the difference even in your principal. Is that your proprietor? Tell him to register, because we have a training for school administration. Only what we're talking about is school administration. We even have a training if your school is a Muslim school. We have a training for Muslim education. If it's a Christian school, we have a training for Christian education. No class that you say, okay, I am this, I am that, I am this. We have specialized training. We have even special education training, SPED. We have a full training. We have skill acquisition. For example, you want to learn classroom decoration. You want to learn special education. For 1 week, we are working with an agency that will come and train us on special education. So there are a whole lot that is going to go into this conference. So please, you can start preaching the good. You know, some of us say, it's not just Teachers International Conference. It is a conference with a defect. So start pitching the conference to your school administrator, to your school proprietor, even payment system. Some of us, before we collect school, we have to fight. It's still part of the other school structures that can be put in place that will make the educational framework or the educational system go, including British EFS, early child education. They still specialized training that will be coming for EFS. It's a 1 week of networking. It's a 1 week of fun. It's a 1 week of, there's going to be Global Teachers Award, because we notice that many people that are registered are saying refer a teacher for sponsorship. Most of you are saying I refer myself. So we're going to be awarding teachers that have done exceptionally well in areas of teaching globally. So there's going to be a Global Teacher Award. If you know African Magic Award, that's our model. So we're looking at coming up, making this teaching profession have something that is resonating with the teacher. So please, we want teachers to register. We want you to take it as you are the one planning the conference, not me planning the conference. It is our conference. It's not Lily Sawyer conference, or maybe there's not somebody somewhere we are we are raising a movement of teachers that are no more, their backs are no more to the floor, and our reward are no more in heaven, because we are doing the work. We are molding a generation. So it is no longer my conference, your conference. It is our conference, our conference. So whatever you need to do, wherever you need to volunteer, you are impacting life. Whatever capacity you need to volunteer, whatever capacity you need to be part of, it is open. Please just send me a DM or send Ifedayo a DM. Ifedayo is the team lead of educational empowerment, Train the Teachers campaign. Send me a DM, or any member of the Train the Teachers team a DM. It will definitely get to the organizers. They are giving in their best. So please, let's take it as our own program. Let's move it, and would God bless us. And this is the last training. This is the last training for the year. Next month we have more of appreciation. So we're resuming our monthly training in January. So thank you so much for staying with us for January to now. Every month there is a training. Every month there's a training. So thank you for staying with us from January to now. All our trainings are on our YouTube channel. The link is on the WhatsApp group. Even this one now, before Monday, it will be up on our YouTube channel. In the training is the slide. You know, some of us will look at it, not go for the training. Some people are still asking me, what of the training of this last slide? If you look at the description of the video, the slide is there. So it's not like we're just, once there's a description, the slide of the training is there. So you can download the slide, you can download the video, you can play it and play it and play it and play it and play it. The videos enter. So thank you so much for joining me in today's training. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye bye. Have a great day. We meet next year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Hello, Mao.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry, how can one ascertain his registration status? I think I filled the form at one time. I'm not sure if probably I'm fully registered. How can one ascertain his registration status?
Okay. Maybe you just get your name in my DM, then I'll confirm it.
You said what? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Your name in my DM, then I'll confirm it from.
Okay. I'm sorry, I joined late. I wanted to ask Mr. Oladapo a question.
Mr. Kehinde.
Mr. Kehinde. I don't know if he's still with us or he's
still on the call.
Okay. My question. Okay, yeah. Good evening, sir. Thank you for the instruction given. Sorry, my question borders on our system here in Nigeria. Probably a teacher who maybe has a degree in one discipline, and probably because they are related, he is able to teach other subjects. Like someone who read maybe agriculture, now teaching biology or any other science subject. Is that obtainable at the international level also, or he will only be able to teach the subject area of which he has a degree or certificate or credentials in?
I got that question, and all I will say is that, can you mute, please?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, though you don't, here you have what they call, area of specialization, right? But there may be some kind of tweak that is different from the way it operates in Nigeria, or maybe in some places anyway. Let me be using Nigeria as a case study of something that is not. Because though you are a science, maybe a chemistry teacher, and some school will employ you to teach chemistry, physics, biology. But when it comes to here, because you are a chemistry professional, that is what you are going to do. Except for those that did engineering, right? Those that did engineering, which is not a teaching profession, a teaching career per se, but that now later convert or specialize in teaching by regularizing to teaching standard. You know what I mean? They regularize their qualification. Maybe they did one, what did they used to do to become a teacher? After the, you know, all those teacher education, whatever they do, maybe, I don't remember what they call it anyway. So just
PGDE.
Thank you, yeah, PGDE. So just to regularize as a teacher. Now, if such a person apply to an international school, just like one of my friends that has to do that, which he just applied now. So what is good? You know, engineering is more of mathematics, physics. So that person is what the person is practicing in his home country that will have become part of him, that he can showcase himself in. However, is whatever you can prove to those that want to hire you that you can do. And they are convinced that you can do it, that they are going to hire you upon. So not 1, 2, 3. I hope you understand me.
Very well, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but for those that are career discipline, like you study chemistry, you study physics, you study math, you are going to have, you are just going for that discipline directly, for that profession. Like me, I'm a math, that's what I do, and that's what I'm teaching. So it's only for those career that like engineering that you can have a kind of tweak that you convince them on what you have been doing. Probably you have been teaching math after you have become a teacher, or a species you have been teaching, and you can prove to them that indeed that's what you have been doing, and you understood the content, the delivery, and the concept. Then you're going to have that. I hope that answer your question. I hope I've answered your question, sir.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, in the absence of no other thing, we'll call it a day. Good. Bye bye. See you next year. Happy New Year. Bye.